Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Muhammad Hani. I'm Muhammad Saukani. I'm Muhammad Khalid. Okay, we would like to present the paper with the democracy time is 1959 until 1965. Tutor is Lisan SA arranged by me and Muhammad Khalid and Muhammad Hani. Forward. First and gratitude to God Almighty for all the abundance of grace, inayah, taufiq, and hinayah, so that we can complete the preparation of this paper in a free sample for the content. Hopefully, this paper can be used as a reference with and read for you in the administration of education in the teaching profession. Chapter 1. The problem of Indonesian history in the period 1959 until 1966 was the period in which the great democracy system had run in Indonesia. Great democracy is a system of government implemented in Indonesia after the fall of parliamentary democracy. This is because the parliamentary democracy system is not accordant with the spirit of Indonesian nation, where parliamentary democracy is more direct toward liberalism, while Indonesia is more about natural cooperation, so that during the parliamentary democracy, there was a state of national crisis of stability in the socio-political and security. The incompatibility of the parliamentary system with the spirit of Indonesian nation can be seen from the various events that occurred during the parliamentary democracy period, like the change of cabinet. At least only in a period of 10 years, namely 1950 until 1959, there have been 7 cabinets that have been implemented in Indonesia. So, when take on average, the lifespan of each cabinet can only last about 1.5 years. That means whatever has been planned from each of these cabinets cannot be realized to the fullest apart from the bare also. This constituent assembly was awarded from during the parliamentary democracy period to draft a new constitution because the 1950 provisional constitution at the time was not in accordance with the spirit and ideals of the Indonesian people. President Sukarno, in order to save the country from the socio-political instability and security at the time, the issued presidential decree of the Republic of Indonesia, the number 158 of 1959, or what is often referred to as the decree of 5 July 1959, which has remained continually. First, the discussion of the Constituent Assembly. Second, the reinstatement of the 1945 Constitution. And thirdly, the establishment of the MPRS and IPS, temporary Supreme and Fishery Council. Political nature, the formation of a strong leadership signs the issuance of this presidential decree. The role of parliamentary democracy has ended the beginning of the great democracy. During this great democracy, President Sukarno became the central figure at the time. So, as a result of this centralization of power has an impact on various individual. The next material will explain with Mr. Rohan. Okay, I will explain the parliamentary system, which has a president as a symbolic head of the state, which during the parliamentary democracy was achieved by President Sukarno, was one of the factors to make President Sukarno that interested Christian during the democracy. President Sukarno started strategy in order to maintain his power from other forces such as the opposition parties. At the time when the army that might disrupt and shape his power in the democracy environment, and the President Sukarno then sought to balance this force, which establishment of Nasakon, namely the union between the nations, regions, and communities. The NASA concept itself was actually formulated by Sukarno since 1926, which at the time was one of the main themes, namely nationalism. Islamists and Muslims in essence they are united in one goal, namely gotong royong, working together to Indonesian revolution against colonialism. We problem foundations. In order for the research to achieve the expert goals, the authors will need its formulate problems to obtain answer to this problem, and this research is well research. Thus, the formulation of the problem in these studies. 1. Why is democracy implemented in Indonesia? 2. How is the democracy implemented in Indonesia? 3. What is the relationship between Nasacom and the political situation in Indonesia during the Great Democratic period? And 4. What was the impact of Nasacom on Indonesia politics during the Great Democratic period? 1955 until 59 until 1966. Chapter 3. 1. From the aspect of national security, the number of sectarian movements during the liberal democratic period caused instability in the country. From economic perspective, the frequent tension in liberal democracy caused the program decided by the cabinet to not be implemented resulting in a stagnation of economic development. From a political perspective, the Constituent Assembly failed to draft a new constitutions to enact the 1950 constitutions. 2. Nasacom itself became a hallmark of the Great Democratic era, which lasts from 1959 to 1965. However, Sukarno had this idea in mind long before that, namely in 1926 in his article in the newspaper Soleh Indonesia Muda, Sukarno wrote, in an imperfect way, we are trying to prove that the understanding of nationalism, Islamism, and Marxism in the colonial country in some parts coverage other world. Nationalism, Islam, and Marxism, these are the principles held by popular movements throughout Asia. These are the ideas that become the spirit of movements in Asia. The spirit is also to movements in our Indonesia. He continues. Sukarno considered that there were three political streams that become pillars of the national movement in the life of the nations during the colonial era of the Dutch East Indies at that time. The first is the nationalist group represented by the United parties. The second is Muslim group that are in the Syarikat Islam, and the third in the Indonesian Communist Party, with Marxist ideology. The next presentations will be delivered by Mr. Robin. I would like my presentation from Mr. Khan. The next from Mr. Khan. Third, after Nasacom is formed, Sukarno
campaigning for his Nasakop concept. Sukarno withdrew their political powers with the aim of strengthening his position. The third political parties that become the main factions in Indonesia politics at the time were the Indonesian Communist Party or PKI, which had the Nasionalisme Maslimi and Nahdlatul Ulama, which had a religious orientation. The Indonesian Komunikasi Party, which had the communication ideology. Sukarno even campaigned for the Nasakom concept to international purpose, because at the time, the countries that the World War II were in collision with each other's ideology. At the General Assembly of the United Nations on September in New York, Sukarno delivered a speech until to build the world anew. Toward this story, Sukarno conveyed the Nasakom concept that he made. Furthermore, in the All Indonesian Pansa Tunggal session at the State Place, Jakarta, Sukarno realized the importance of Nasakom. Chapter 3. Closing. Conclusion: real democracy is a democracy in Indonesia where the cases and the decisions are declared on the leader. On 5 July 1959, Parliament was dissolved and President Sukarno adopted the constitution by presidential decree, the era of weak democracy, namely the collaboration between the leadership of the PKI and the national bourgeoisie in suppressing the movements of the workers and independent peasants, fight to the self-raising political and economic problems, export income different foreign exchange reserves discipline, implantation, conitories, and bureaucration, corps, and military labor.
We have enough and we have mistake, forgive me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.